All right, Psalms 9:9 says, "The Lord is a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble." All right, so this is the thing. When it comes to trouble, when it comes to the strongholds of our life, right, we have to turn to God for help. The reason being is because you want to uproot the problem, okay, by the root. You don't want to mask the problem. Think about this. Like, oftentimes not, when you go to the doctor in today's times, more than likely they throw medicine at you. Okay. But think about this. The medicine, oftentimes not, right? Like I keep saying oftentimes not, the medicine masks the problem. Okay, so it allows you to cope with the problem, but it doesn't eliminate the problem. Now, this is the thing about when you cope with the problem. So when you cope with the problem, it's beneficial. Okay, somebody's profiting off that. The healthcare industry is a multi-million dollar, if not billion dollar industry. Okay, all right. Now, with that being said, just like physically somebody benefits, if you're holding on to problems spiritually, somebody benefits, and you already know who it is. The enemy, of course, right? So reason being is because when you have a stronghold in your life, right, or something of the enemies that you won't let go, i.e., trauma or like generational curses or things like that, it gives the enemy access to you, okay, because he can come in through that access, so he can use that generational curse to exploit you, So with that being said, right, you have to let God remove that from you. Okay. You got to let God remove that from you because you got to shut all windows and you got to shut all doors. Think about this. When you go to bed at night, what do? You make sure all the doors is locked. Why? Because you don't want nobody to have unauthorized access, right, to your home. Well, it's the same way spiritually to your temple. The body's a temple, right? So we have to be mindful, okay, of how we're dealing with the problems. We got to deal with the problems whole and we got to uproot them whole, because the thing about it is, if you don't, if, like, for instance, if you pull a weed, if you just pull the top of the weed but you don't pull the roots, guess what's going to happen? More weed is going to grow. So you got to pull that weed up by the root. You see what I'm saying, family? Hey, peace and blessings, right? Take your problems to God. Let's uproot the problem. Let God uproot it wholly and remove it, okay, to break this generational curse, right, to break those traumas, right, and then let there be freedom, because there is freedom in God. There is freedom. There is a peace that comes when you let God take over. There's a overflow of love, okay, when you let God take over. Peace and blessings, family.